Hey Libra, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength on this reading, go check your other major placements. We're starting with botanical inspirations, Victorian drawings of flowers with the ideas that Victorians had about what those flowers meant. And then we're going to move on to a regular tarot spread, a more traditional spread. So what's really funny is everybody else has had difficulty getting cards out of this deck. And for you, they're just like, whatever, just throw these at her or at him or at you, whatever. Kind of funny. They're very generous and forthcoming with your reading and just about your reading alone. All right, so we have Iris here, rainbows and messages. Oh my God, for me personally, this is really powerful. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. So rainbows and messages, Iris right there. And then we have clematis, intelligence and mental beauty. Wisdom is the abstract of the past, but beauty is the promise of the future. So learning from our past, preparing for a beautiful future. Learning from our past actually helps us prepare for a beautiful future. And then snapdragon, graciousness and benevolence. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. That's from Aesop. So snapdragon. Sorry, I've got my night lights on here. I'm doing this in the evening. All right, Libra, where are we going with this tarot spread here? What have we got? Move those right up there. All right, Libra. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. All right. In your recent past, we have the Strength card. Something here has required a lot of strength. Maybe you were eager, raring to go. Look at this muscular horse right here. Ready to go, had some bright ideas, but you've had to, this has involved huge amounts of restraint in your recent past. Patience, having to tame that inner beast, the wild inner beast that just is very exciting, very powerful, but you've had to be more powerful than that inner, the sort of powerful feelings that you've had or powerful ideas that you've had. You've had to be more powerful. You've had to hold back. You've really wanted to go somewhere. You've wanted to go very quickly. You've had some great ideas. You've maybe even sent out some messages for this, but you've just had to really hold back and restrain and refrain from a lot of what you wanted, what your feelings were. So this is like, even though you're mad, you're not gonna like charge forward and destroy something. Even if you're, incredibly happy, you're not going to overwhelm other people or that's more my thing. Or get too excited or push too hard, push too fast, even though that's what you want to happen. In your current situation, you have this King of Wands here. So the king is looking out for the whole kingdom. He's very inspired, though. He's got a new idea. You can almost see the cogs turning up here. There's a sense of renewal here with the salamander being present in this card. He's very intuitive, extremely creative. This could be someone currently in your current environment, or this could be a vibe that you're embodying right now. It is a King of Wands, so it is a court card. So it could be an actual person who's feeling very inspired, very excited, has a vision. They can be a very visionary person, has some sort of idea of what they want. They're sort of feeling on fire here about a new idea. They could be well-traveled. They could be very inspiring, very, what's that called? Charismatic. Very charismatic individual here. Could be you, could be someone in your environment. Could be a situation that you're in that's very inspiring and charismatic and exciting. In your hopes and fears, we have the Seven of Coins. Patience. Do you have any more left? Because I think this is what you're afraid of. You may not have any more patience left. You may be done Or you may be hopeful that you have patience, that you can keep waiting. You've already put all this work in, this inspired, excited, creative work here. I knew it. We were going to have an iris here. We've got an iris here, messages, rainbows. This is having put the work in and waiting for the fruit to ripen. And you've already put the work in. There's just not much more to be done here except for wait and have patience. And so this is really weighing on your mind. This is very frustrating. You're probably, as with most of us, worried that you're going to run out of patience, worried that you're going to run out and then do something kind of nuts here, like just pick a bunch of unripe fruit that never gets ripened anyway. Now that you've picked it, now that it's off the tree, that's never going to ripen. But there you go, a whole season of work just out the window because you got impatient. So, or you could be worried that, like, how patient do I have to be? It's just really, this is your hopes, fears, and inner landscape. So you're thinking about patience, you're thinking about all the work you've done, you're thinking about how far you've come, you're thinking about all the effort you've put into this situation, and you're thinking about, so what now? When do these fruits start dropping? When do I get to pick the fruits of my labors? I don't know. So you're maybe looking for a sign, looking for a message here about how much longer are you waiting? How much patience is going to be required of you yet? Because you got to pace yourself with patience. You know, you got to pace yourself, and then you're like, did I mispace myself? If I knew I had to be patient for a year, I've been patient for a year. If I knew I had to be patient for 5 years, then I would have like stretched out the patience for 5 years. Then, that's what I was thought. But I thought that these fruits would be ready by now. So that's what's weighing on your mind. You're kind of looking to the future, getting a little antsy. Well, part of you is getting antsy for the future. Part of you is just kind of like looking at the past, at how much patience and work you've already poured into this situation. And part of it, and the present moment's just kind of sitting there neglected, like, because there's nothing happening here. There's nothing happening in the present moment. So our restless mind is looking towards the past. Our restless hearts are looking towards the future because the present moment doesn't have a lot going on in it. What's at issue here is this Two of Coins. Something, either you or somebody else, can't juggle something. There's too much going on here. There's things aren't being juggled that are supposed to be juggled. There's an imbalance here. And not even a static imbalance. It's just like a ball sitting on the ground and one in the air. Oh my God. And so there's just like one thing has been neglected and one thing is overly strong. There's just some sort of imbalance. Two balls are supposed to be in the air. You're supposed to be juggling. That's what makes it interesting, and that's not happening. Something's not being juggled. One aspect of something is being completely ignored. Well, another aspect might be getting too much attention. So this is what's at issue here. This is causing a problem and an issue here. And then in your environment, as in everybody's environment, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a nativity scene. This is the fortune of at least having the misfortune of the journey of Mary and Joseph. And then the fortunes, the good news is, the bad news is, the good news is, I'm pregnant. The bad news is, it might not be your kid. The good news is, we're going to be together and I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to take care of you. And the bad news is that now we have to travel across this whole place. The good news is we at least have a donkey. We can do that. The bad news is now we're here in Bethlehem and there's no place to stay. The good news is yes, I think you get the picture. Oh my gosh, I really went in depth in that. Anyway, Wheel of Fortune, things outside of your control, trying to move forward, and just good luck, bad luck situations keep happening. So it's just luck. There's just some sort of thing that's completely out of your control. As with anything with luck, we want to make sure we're prepared to meet it. We're ready to meet it. It looks like you are definitely ready to meet it. You're just waiting for the opportunity to arise. You're ready. You've got yourself under control. You've grown, you've used your patience, you're controlling you're growing inside, you've used a lot of self-control, a lot of patience here. You've tamed your beast here, and now you're just waiting. You've done your job, and now you're waiting for something to change in the environment here that's going to get you what you wanted, because you've been waiting here for a long time, and basically this is what you're waiting for. You're waiting for something that's completely out of your control, completely out of your hands, and it's just sort of a luck thing. But it's good to see you've done the work here. You've put in the work, but now you're just waiting for your fortunes to change, waiting for an opening to arrive. I like this dial here that shows up on all of this. This reminds me of the safe dial, a dial in a safe, where we're finding the right combination. And you've done your job, and now sort of fate is like this. Nope. Click. We heard a click there. And then figuring it out. So there's just something that has to be unlocked and opened. But it looks like you're ready. It looks like you've done a lot of work. But maybe you just don't have that other ball. You'd like to be juggling 2 balls or 2 coins. You'd like to be juggling 2 coins, but there's just no other coin. This is 2 of coins is things that always need to be negotiated. So it could be that there's just no negotiation going on here between 2 entities. And it could be that one of those entities, there just isn't 2 entities to negotiate. So one of you, somebody here could be at the negotiating table, and somebody here is not yet at the negotiating table to negotiate. So that's 2 of coins is 2 entities that are always needing to be juggled, always needing to be negotiated, and there's just not one of them there present. Could be what's going on here, and we're waiting for the other entity to drop in, to begin negotiations or begin juggling something. Like this is 2 of coins. So, but the coins are all still on the tree. So how are we going to juggle the coins when they're all still on the tree, right? We're waiting for the coins to come in, and they're not coming in. So there's we're ready to negotiate. We're ready for it. But they're not coming in. We're just waiting for something. We don't even know what to happen, for these coins to drop in, and for us to at least have something to start negotiating with. And then I love this because 2 of coins is 2 entities that need to be negotiated, but they can't be blended. These coins don't go in a blender. You're gonna fuck up your blender if you put a bunch of coins in there. So, but here's your blender right here, this Temperance card, blending some things. This is patience. My God, I love it. So this is our other patience card, getting used to things. So yeah, you've tamed the beast, and now you just gotta get used to some sort of idea that you could be here for a while, or get used to this, making something more palatable. Here we have another iris. We have the other iris in this deck here. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. When you're waiting for fruit to ripen, look for nuggets of patience anywhere you can find them. Harvest the patience at least. So something sort of divinely guided is happening. She is in the flow, much like our star card. She's standing in the river, but she's got 1 foot in, and no, she's got 2 feet in. Anyway, we've got sort of this, this mixing of things. So this is your blender here. Something needs to be mixed. These coins aren't going to mix, but you gotta blend something. She's of course the divine bartender. She's mixing our drinks for us, making them delicious and palatable and yummy, and not just a shot that burns our throat, but it's mixed with something really nice and really beautiful. And so this is Temperance this is your energy. So you need to be getting more patience, blending something. Maybe blending your maybe it's this wisdom from the past with the future. Bringing some, there's a lot of patience here, and usually Temperance is things that are outside of our hands, divinely guided, timing, waiting on divine timing. Waiting for that message. I think that's what this is. You're waiting before you can start mixing, before you can start the juggling, before you can start the blending. You've got to wait for this guy to appear, this divine message, and then he'll tell you when you can start mixing. because we've got the iris here. So you're listening, looking for messages that might help with the whole patience thing that you need to have here. Looking for a message, I guess, patiently. Jeez Louise. All right, and then your possible outcome after all this waiting, you have 7 of Cups. So we have 7 of Coins. This is waiting for something to ripen. What if everything ripens at once? That's going to be really overwhelming if all these fruits just overnight, boom. Okay, now you have to pick them all night long. You're going to be up all night picking things. Basically, because this is picking things. This is picking from these options here. Maybe something needs to be negotiated, but once you start negotiating it, it's a little overwhelming because there are so many ways to go and so many things to prioritize. Like there's a lot you're going to be in a position where you need to prioritize things, right? Because what are you going to prioritize? Are you going to prioritize the children? Are you going to prioritize your house, your home, the church? Are you going to prioritize your money? Are you going to prioritize this person? Or are you going to prioritize some sort of fantasy dream that's this dragon that's not actually real? Are you going to prioritize, life and liveliness or accolades? Like what? There's a lot going on here. There's very overwhelming, and you're going to have to pick and choose what you want to focus on, which sucks because you've just been sitting here for a long time, not doing anything, waiting for a message. And then when that message comes in, you're like overwhelmed now. So that sounds like a good time, Libra. I hope you enjoy that. I hope you have fun. And that reading went a little fast. So I just got this deck. It's called the Wild Kuan Oracle, and it's by Alana Fairchild. And I've been actually following this artist on Instagram for a while, and I did not realize that she had and I just love her work. She had a whole deck here. I didn't realize that there was any crossover between those two worlds. So, oh my God, I love this card. So they're a little small. I got the pocket version. Libra, here it is. Oh my God, can you even see it? So she does these sort of Mongolian themed things. And so we have sort of yaks and buffalo. I think it's yaks. So we have winter going on in this card. So there's kind of a pause, there's kind of a break here. And so nothing much is happening. This is this is like high summer. You're waiting for the harvest of the fall. But this is a similar vibe of waiting. Winter is a time of rest and waiting. And then we have this one bird here. Oh man, I'm really sad. Okay, so then we have this one white bird here. You can barely see it. It's just in with the snow here. Same color as the snow, very camouflaged. And this is Look for My Signs, which we already got iris, rainbows and messages. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. And then we got 2 irises in here. So if you're looking for a sign that something's gonna ever happen, this is quite a sign. I don't know what it's a sign for, but it's a sign here. Look for my signs. I've been speaking to you through signs in the world and feelings in your heart. Can you hear my reassuring voice? That's Kuan speaking. When you ask me for a sign, I give it. Notice what is happening in the world around you. Take comfort and believe. So, signs. So if you were looking for a sign, this is it, baby. This is your sign. All right, Libra, I hope that was helpful for you. I think you need this sign because I think you need this sign, this encouraging voice here. I think that's what you're listening for, some encouragement, because this process is taking longer than you thought, and it's requiring a lot of patience. So you've been listening, and here this guy comes in, and we've got signs all over the place. Right in that same card, we've got the iris here. So, so if you were looking for a sign, there it is. Might be a little overwhelming, and you might have to. A lot of stuff might happen at once. So you might have to prioritize, but yeah, very fascinating. I really love repetition in these readings because I find it very, a lot of confirmation. That's what it feels like. The repetition just feels like confirmation to me. So, all right, Libra, I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for your likes and your comments and your subscribes. I really appreciate them.